All right, guys, Code Boy 32 here. Check it out. This is the Canik Tp9Sf. What am I? She's all dirty. Stand by. This is the Canik Tp9Sf, and the reason I'm doing this video today, well, I haven't done a field range review torture test on one of these things yet. Now, this is my personal firearm, and we're going to put it through the test today. Also, I just want to show you guys a couple of the things that I do for the most part of my videos when I do test out a firearm. So what we're going to do is put it through the test. We're going to take it over here. We're going to show you the recoil test. We showed it the extractor or ejector test. We're going to try to see what the accuracy looks like and just about everything. Also the trigger reset. So here we go. Stand by. All right, guys. So the Tp9Sf. Today we're going to be using MagTech, thanks to one of my buddies, Nolan. And these 20 round mags, or I guess these are, yeah, 20 round or 18 round, I can't remember. But anyway, you can buy these through a couple of your retailers. I believe these, yeah, these are 20 round mags. And I'll tell you what, I've never had any issues out of any one of these things. It's a very simple firearm. The trigger pull on this thing is absolutely phenomenal. I love the top slide, Cerakoted finish. You got a forged barrel. This thing has a metal guide rod. The ergonomics on this gun is absolutely phenomenal. You can shoot it one-handed, both left, strong and weak hand, just like that. Mag change outs are done with a nicely oversized mag release. And just shooting this thing, that trigger is absolutely phenomenal. Now, we did a little range blowout last week. C-Max, a good friend of mine, said, man, do yourself a favor, just go out to the range and leave the camera behind. And he was right. I do a lot of stressing out on the range, a lot of things. Now, what we're gonna do is take this thing over here. I'm gonna go through with all the different factors that I think are very important. Now, this is a striker fire gun. It's not a double action, single action. One of these days, I'm actually gonna go over my points on the advantages and disadvantages of both of them. So before we do that, let's go over to the next bench over here. We're gonna go ahead and do the trigger, recoil, and the ejection. Here we go. All right, the reason I come over to this side of the range is because there's nothing over there, and we can go ahead and do a real nice examination of 1, the trigger pull, 2, the recoil, and 3, the ejector. Now, a lot of people, I made a video a couple weeks ago that either made people happy or it really pissed people off. I had my brother call me today. He said, man, I got a friend of mine, his gun place, he's got the TP9SF Elite for $399. I said, hold off on that thing right now. And guys, there's a reason for that. One is, if you look at the videos of all the people who put together reviews on this thing, the ejection on that firearm is subpar. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. I own both the SF and the SA, and I love these guns. If the SF Elite, and if I piss somebody off, I'm sorry as I can be, if that ejection was as strong as it is on this thing, then there'd be no reason for me to doubt that. But in a situation now where I have rounds literally just lobbing out just like this, that's not an acceptable amount of ejection. I will return a firearm just that way. Now, let's do this. I'm gonna show you guys the ejection on this thing, and there is a huge difference. So let's go ahead and load up a couple rounds and we'll get to it. Here we go. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put these things on here. And what I want everybody to do is look over my right shoulder, right hand, and let's see how far these things go. All right, here we go. Now that went about 6 feet. About 8 feet. You see that? It's consistent, and that's the way it's supposed to be. There's not this lobbing stuff. And trust me, guys, I've had guns like that. Not just that gun. A lot of firearms have these problems. And me personally, I'm not a big fan of it. But if you can see that, that's what the ejection is supposed to look like. Let's do that again just to make sure we're on the money with it. Here we go. Starting to rain out here a little bit. I love it when it rains. Here we go. Watch that ejection. I'm going to move over just a tad so we can see. Now, one of the gentlemen asked me in a video earlier, he thought it might be an issue with the loaded chamber indicator on top. I just want to hold off from that idea. I don't want to discount anything, but me personally, I believe it's in the recoil spring. Maybe down the road, I'll buy one, toy with it, see if we can't fix it. All right, so let's take a look at this trigger real quick before we piss anybody else off. Guys, just like we always do, I'm gonna do this strong hand right here, single-handed, and we're gonna take a look at the trigger stroke on this thing. Now, here's what's, this is the claim to fame for the Canik Tp9Sf SA and the Elite. The trigger pulls are phenomenal. So watch this, here we go. All right, there's the trigger pull, release. It's almost sickening. Now, it does have the trigger bar on there, and if you don't put your finger square on it, she's not gonna go. But I like that trigger. It is a composite trigger, it's not steel. The reset is unbelievable. Let's go ahead and do both hands. Here we go. Guys, that thing is pretty incredible shooter. Let's go ahead and take it over here and look at what we can do at a target at 7 yards. Stand by. All right, guys, so right now we're set up. This is the 7-yard line. I got a camera down on the target. And again, what I use are just the little target pieces. They're about 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Nice thing is you can see them very well. I don't like wasting a lot of money on pistol targets and going from there. But what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna do some nice, relaxed accuracy shooting, if I can. We're gonna do the shooting here. I'm gonna do the first person point of view, and then we're gonna do a rapid deal from 5 yards to see how I can keep this thing on target, okay? Here we go. Top right. I might just have to do this thing, keep this at Farmageddon. Top left. Son of a bitch performs. Let's do the first person view. Here we go. All right, guys, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do the first person view. Now, one of the things that I am really impressed with are the sights on this gun. And they are adjustable, 3-dot sights, front and back. There is a company out there that will replace them. We are gonna be shooting from 7 yards real quick, so here we go. I've been notoriously able to shoot better through the camera. Ooh. You know what's sad is I have guns that are $700, $800, $1,000 guns that I can't shoot as good as I can with this thing. Let's go ahead and shoot that right hand side. I want to show you what I'm talking about. 10-round mag. Of course, we're only allowed to carry 6 right here. Ooh, what the hell? There we go. And again, the reset on the trigger is stupid. I like that striker fire indicator. Not bad. Let's take a look at that real quick. 2 bottom sides, which is sick, except for that one flyer. Unbelievable. All right, let's do some fast shooting. All right, guys, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do some fast shooting right there in the dead center, okay? We're gonna do a mag change out and see how we do. Now, this is roughly about 5 yards. We'll see. Oh. We're gonna do some more training with this thing, but I'm gonna tell you something. You can keep them in dead torso area right there. Fast draw, fast shooting, you're good to go. This thing's good. What do you think we do now, the moment you've all been waiting for? Let's get her dirty. All right, guys, the moment y'all been waiting for. This is the Canik Tp9Sf. We're gonna throw it in the pond. Here we go. That ought to do it right there. What do you think? Let's see how she runs. I can get in there. Get it all nice and sturdy. Oh, it closed up. Well, I got a little bit of mud on me. She was sucked up in the mud. Y'all want to do it again? Here we go. Then we're going to take it down the creek and clean it up. Stand by. Let's do it again. Here we go. Thing started ejecting just like one of the SF Elites. All right, guys, my general assessment, I'm gonna move out of the way over here. All right, so here we go. They're talking about the general assessment of the Tp9Sf. Well, you saw the groups that I was shooting. The trigger's excellent, recoil is manageable, the ergonomics is amazing. You got adjustable 3-dot sights. Very nicely put together, good quality gun. I noticed some people have some issues with the what do you call it? The politics coming from Turkey. Oops, look at that. Hold on. She's still shooting. All right. We'll get her home, dried out. I'm real impressed. Like the Energizer Bunny. Let's take this thing home and get her cleaned.